Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Sharon, good news. I saw the news this morning. You must be excited about your team. They made it. They made it to the playoff. Well, whether they deserved it or not, they're in the bracket, so we'll take it. We'll take it. Her Alabama Crimson Tide made it to the college football playoff this morning. Congratulations, Sharon. Congratulations. They are, but let's not jinx it. Let's not jinx it. No jinxing, no jinx. I am so happy that you're here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want you to stand as you're able. I want to sing a song with you. It's called Over My Head. There's Love in the Air. Let's sing it.
As I've said, you always think this is my boyfriend's back and there's gonna... No, that's not. Here we go. Over my head, I see trouble in the air. Over my head, I see trouble in the air. Over my head, I see trouble in the air. There must be love somewhere. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. Over my head, I hear music in the air. There must be love somewhere. Over my head, I hear singing in the air. Over my head, I hear singing in the air. Over my head, I hear singing in the air. There must be love somewhere. Over my head, I see glory in the air. Over my head, I see glory in the air. Over my head, I see glory in the air. There must be some. Yeah. Now this is the one I brought into this church from the, what was it, Unity, I think. I learned this Unity of Orange County when I was playing for them. Do you remember this? There was a time in my life, thought I'd have to. That's it. Grace was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was there. But now I can say, if you struggling, try to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. And this is what you have to say, right? I really, and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am. Yes, I'm only here for love. I really. Oh, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go back to the beginning. That sounds like the other one. There was a time. Didn't know. Grace of love was sufficient. But now I can say, if you are just struggling just to make it through another day, let it all go. And this is what you have to say. Here we go. I read. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No more struggle. With my faith, I see the light. I am. Yes, I'm only here for love. I release. You're small but mighty.
Y'all can be seated. You sound so great. You sound so good. Good morning. Good morning. I do hear a little bit of Cyrus, a little bit, just a little. Let's take that out if we can. I am so glad you're here. It is such a good feeling to be in this space with you. I'm going to ask Sue Cross to come up here with me just for a few brief moments. We want to just take a minute just to say thank you. Many of our folks are here this morning who have pledged to our stewardship campaign, and others who are not here for all of good reasons. We want to thank them too, because you have pledged, you have committed, and it means so very much to us. It's my pleasure to say that we are near 100% participation, y'all. I said near 100 participation, y'all. That's amazing. That's amazing. I still got a few folks. I still got a few people that I'm still trying to reach out to. I think they know I'm calling, Sue. I think they know. I think they know I'm calling. But I got a few people left, and then once we get those folks confirmed, we'll be able to say that we are 100% participation. So I promised you that for everyone who met the deadline, I promised you that we would do a drawing for a Green Thumb Nursery gift certificate. Remember that, Nancy? Remember that? Yeah. And I'm going to keep my promise today. We're going to do that drawing right now. And I'm going to do it right in front of you so we have proof. All right? All right. Let me grab my hat, and then we can do this drawing. And I'm going to have Sue draw the name so it's her fault, okay? All right? So in this hat are all the names of the folks who pledged during our giving campaign, and you did it on time. Somebody say on time. I put all the names in the hat of everyone who pledged on time. So thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. I'm going to mix them up just a little bit. And Sue is going to draw the name. Why don't you mix it up and then draw the name? Mix it up a little bit. Oh, that's an extra. Extra. Thank you, Nancy, because you already pledged. But thank you. Your name is in here already. All right. Why don't you mix it a little bit? Mix it. And draw the name. Who do we have, Sue?
We have Jim McBride.
Jim McBride. Now, he couldn't be here this morning. He told me he couldn't be here, but let's give him a hand anyway. And he told me that if he wanted, he might give it back to the church. So I'm going to call him. I'm going to invite him to take it. If he does not take it, we'll probably do this again, all right? Because I want to have an actual person to take the certificate. So I'll call Jim first. I'll talk to him. And if for whatever reason he says no, I'll come back and do it again.
Should we draw the runner-up right now?
You want to take a runner-up just in case?
Oh, no, let's wait. It's too
Let
exciting.
me talk to him first. And then if he says no, then I'll come back to you, okay?
It's too exciting.
All right.
Wait.
Let's have a hand for Jim McBride, y'all. Jim McBride.
I mean, you get
All
a
right.
thumb. You get a thumb. You get a thumb.
So that's our Green Thumb certificate. And before Sue sits, I want to just acknowledge one more thanks. For those who don't know, we did officially announce to the community this week our intention for the property. So it is now public. Everybody knows that we're looking at approximately 30 affordable housing units plus a remodel for our buildings. That information is now public. It's out in there in the ethers. It's no longer a secret. Everybody knows. All right, is there anything you want to add to that? Okay, let's do some birthdays, shall we? You want to go to the podium? All right, thank you.
Okay, December birthdays, because 2 weeks from today, we won't be meeting in the morning, correct, Rod?
Yes, we are, on the 21st.
The 21st, we're meeting in the morning as well as at
Yes,
night?
yes.
Okay,
We're
well, we
doing both.
could have done it then, but we're doing it now. I just do what Kate tells me to do. Okay, December birthdays are Marlene Aragon,
Yeah, Marlene.
Nancy Wessel,
Yeah, Nancy.
Sue Cross, it's my birthday and I'll dance if I want to. Sharon Garrison,
Sharon. Yes.
and Sue Garber.
Yeah, Sue. Let's sing for those good people. Let's sing for y'all.
And baby Jesus.
Let's sing for you good people. Happy birthday to y'all.
Go ahead without me.
Happy birthday to y'all. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. All right. people. Let's do it. Let's do it. Susan, why don't you come on up and get ready with Sue? And while you come, let's prepare our hearts for a moment of peace to bring some comfort and calm into this space. They're going to read some words of hope for our moment here today. And as they read, I will do our tradition here at NCC of lighting our peace candle. So invite you to get comfortable, to plant your feet on the floor, to breathe as you need, and let's go into this time of sharing hope and peace together as one family. Let's do it together. Please.
Oops. Shalom means peace, and it cannot be accomplished through avoidance. This is a message for folks of faith, no faith, and everything in between. The peace of the Christ child brought it with challenges of reordering. Think about it. The characters in the story were not the power brokers that we might think could best implement his peace. This means that all of us can see ourselves as observers in Bethlehem, standing in awesome wonder before love's will to make things right. This season, let us be people who make peace, real peace, instead of faking it. We do await peace, but we also get to help make it. Amid the hustle and bustle of holiday preparation, we seek out an opportunity to enable love peace in our neighborhoods, our spiritual communities, our workspaces, and our relationships.
In the flash of clarity that turns on the light of insight and leads us toward wisdom, we find the peace that passes all understanding. But there are things we need to understand. May we hear love in the stories of those who struggle. Peace is what the prophets foretold. Peace is what is sacrificed when profit and control take precedence. We light a candle for peace and pray for the courage to stand up for it.
In this special season, as the waiting and expectations heighten, we deepen our desire for peace. Like the wise ones called to journey in those early dawning days, may we enable, strive, and campaign for peace. Like the prophets of old and new, may we cry out for its coming. We light a peace candle for peace. May it light the way. Amen.
Amen.
And let it be so.
May it be so. Let's take a moment of silence for ourselves, our community, and the wider world. Prayers for our families, for our friends, our sons, daughters, aunts and uncles, all the hurting parts of our world. We send up a heart of silence with hope, peace, love, and joy. And so it is. Pray a special prayer for our bodies, those in our community who are dealing with health concerns and challenges. Pray for courage and strength in the midst of the uncertainty, courage and strength in the midst of the questioning, and courage and strength in the midst of taking the next step. May it be so. Cyrus, let's go back to the previous slide. I want to just quickly acknowledge our winter solstice and our Christmas Eve gatherings. I forgot to mention those before. Please put those on your calendar and look forward to some fantastic occasions with me on both nights, the 21st at 6 p.m. and the 24th at 7 p.m. Let's go to the next slide, Cyrus. I want you to read some gathering words with me. This helps us to center our moment together. I'll do the one that says one, and you'll say all. This day is a gift from Spirit Mystery. This time is a pause from the fever of life. So we'll continue as we have to sing and to listen, to pray for one another, and to connect. And we'll celebrate peace. Amen. And may it be so. Yes, it is so. Thank you, Cyrus, for that. I think, you know, in the midst of the kind of lighting of the candle, I was mindful of a friend of mine who asked for spiritual prayer today. He asked for a sense of knowledge that there are people thinking of him today as he goes through a really difficult challenge in his life. So he said, would you ask your church to pray for me this morning? And we did that during our peace candle. But maybe there's someone in your life, maybe there's a heart in your family, your circle, your community that needs a special prayer from us too. And so I want to take that special moment one more time for you to recall that name of that person in your mind right now. Take a few moments, think of that person, that name in your heart. And we're just going to hold that person in our spirits for a few moments. Pray for strength. Pray for laughter. Pray for good advice. Pray for the daring to keep moving forward. May it be so. All right, next slide, Cyrus. I want to take a moment to appreciate the year that we've had these past 6 months. It's not lost on me that we've been in the midst of a kind of an experiment here at NCC. We started this experiment right before I left on my sabbatical. And that experiment included a couple of key elements. One, we did our best to invite the experiences and knowledge and laughter of so many incredible voices. Let me remind you, Cyrus, in July, we had an incredible Dalai Lama birthday celebration, clean water, science and tango, a drumming retreat. The list goes on and on. Next slide, Cyrus. In August, we had a wonderful concert with Vince DeMura, unwind and release yoga retreat, tea ceremony. September, Beverly Bevel came, did a wonderful job to enlighten us on generational wounds caused by slavery. Roxanna did an awesome Laughter Sunday. My friend Sarah Heath did her wonderful improv work. And then we brought back our Candlelight Series concert, which has continued through the fall. Into October and November, my new friend, Karen Baum-Gordon, came to speak about her book, The Last Letter. She did that last month. That was a partnership with Laguna Beach Books, by the way. And then the next one, Cyrus, a reminder, we just had our Thanksgiving feast. Monday meditations continue weekly, our kirtan chanting, our sound baths, and of course, our winter solstice and Christmas Eve. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. But we do those kinds of things here. That's who we are. That's a reflection of NCC at its best. That's the art of being NCC, right before your eyes, coming alive. So much energy and joy, and so much happiness. You know, we did surveys, and people told us over and over again how much they appreciated those experiences. They want more of it. They want more creativity, more innovation, more ideas, more opportunities in the new year. Those surveys taught us a lot about what we did and what we can do better next year. At the same time, I am aware, as I'm sure you are too, that as part of this experiment, I've made some changes to our Sunday schedule. And I've done that because I wanted to begin to put in place a rhythm for our spiritual center of weekly and weekend activities, working together in concert with each other. And I knew that when we started this experiment, two things would have to be true. One, I would need your patience, and I would need your benefit of the doubt, because an experiment needs a chance to breathe. It needs a chance to fly. It needs a chance to sing. Next slide, Cyrus. And while I was away in Capalbio, South Tuscany, Italy, it dawned on me as I was walking through the trail, the rocky trail from the bottom to the top. It was a winding trail. It was a beautiful trail, but it was rocky. And it hurt my feet a lot. It was painful at times. I had to change my shoes, actually, because it was so painful. It was beautiful out there, and it was painful down here. Do you realize that's what we're going through? Do you realize that's what transition is? That's how change works. We know that there's a there. We can feel its power out there. We can see the sunrise. We can see the moon so bright. We can see the water so blue and shiny. We can see the color so expansive and all-encompassing, and yet our feet are hurting. Our feet are in pain because we're enduring some changes. The world is asking for those changes, and we are enduring the pain of that change as we move our way towards the glory of that light. I experienced both as I walked that trail, and we're experiencing both now. I want to say this to you with all my heart, all my soul and spirit. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me and your leadership team to begin this journey through our spiritual center. We had to start somewhere. We had to begin to make our shift from what was to what can be. We started that. We're walking the trail. We see the light at the end of the tunnel, and we're doing the hard work that's going to get us there. Now, I have a couple of commitments to you. One, next slide, Cyrus. I want to remind you that the only reason I'm doing this is because we have a history of being on the cutting edge of change. This community. I'm still here with you because of that belief. I'm still pastoring with you because of that belief. People like us do things like what we're doing now. Look at everything we did, from our work with the homeless to our work with Friendship Shelter, our marrying of same-sex couples, our work with the UCC and our commitment to affordable housing. The list goes on and on and on. Even the ministries that we've had in the past that were vibrant, that are no longer vibrant for all kinds of reasons. We have tried stuff. Our labyrinth. We do things. We don't wait. We don't allow someone to come to the door and tell us we're doing the right thing. We do it because it's what's in our heart. It's what love is asking us to do. People like us do things like this. I heard you, Sally. Thank you. So I need your continued patience as we continue through this experiment. Which leads me to my next commitment. Next slide, Cyrus. We're not stopping with this. This is not the end of the experiment. I've learned a lot these past 6 months, listening to you, reading the surveys, listening to others. There's a next phase. There's a next chapter to come. I've put together a kind of a calendar that I'm going to be presenting to the board, the leadership team over the coming weeks. And with their approval, I'll then come back to you and unveil this calendar. It's the next phase, part 2. Somebody say part 2. Somebody say part 2. Part 2. Because as part of part 2, we will continue to document the lessons we've learned. We will continue to experiment, and we'll continue to be curious. This part 2 is a product of the feedback I've gotten over the past 6 months. So I'm going to present it to the leadership team very shortly. I'm going to ask for their approvals, and then I'll come back to you, and I'll present this to you in full detail. But it's only because I believe that what we've started and where we're going, just like the trail I walked in Italy, is the path to our spiritual center. We're learning how to do this as we go. I'm asking for your continued patience with me and your leadership team. I'm asking for your continued giving of the benefit of the doubt, because we're trying something that needs a chance to breathe. It needs the opportunity to fly, to sing. So I need your patience, and I need that benefit of the doubt. And I thank you for your stewardship. I thank you for your commitment, not just your dollar, but your heart, because it all makes a difference. It lets me know that we're on the right path. I want to end with this. Cyrus? While I was away on my sabbatical, I realized that over the past 3 years, John, I didn't say 3 words enough. I mean, I said them, but I didn't say them enough. Anybody know what those words are? I should have said those words more often. It's not that I didn't say them. I know I did at certain times, but I didn't say them enough. Because the work of change requires a willingness to embrace uncertainty. And embracing uncertainty can be an incredible means of building stamina, building strength and courage. I didn't say those words enough because at the time, I didn't see them as incredible building blocks of positivity. Had I said those words enough, you would have been brought right into the challenge, the struggle, the opportunity, and the joy of the work that we're doing together. I didn't say I don't know enough. But here's what I do know. We got to start somewhere. And we got to continue to build upon what we've begun. And let's see what 2026 has in store for us. Will it all happen in 2026? Somebody say? I don't know. But we're going to make our steps. And we're going to keep moving forward. Because I believe we're on the right path. We are on the right path to creating this gift for the world that it's so desperately looking for. I know your love is what propels me. And I know my love for you is what keeps me strong. And I know your leadership team's commitment to this is what makes us all possible. The rest, we'll see. In the meantime, let's keep moving forward. Let's build this affordable housing. Let's do the spiritual center. Let's move into the next phase. My commitment to you is I'll come back to you with a calendar very shortly. In the meantime, I thank you, and I love you so much.
Cyrus, do you have in December or just streams, low stream? Oh, there it is. Do you all remember this? Help me with this. We only do it once a year, so, because I forgot the music, but it goes like this. Do something with me. Sing, celebrate with peace and low notes do this. Somebody go, celebrate with peace and love. Now, third option, celebrate with peace and we're going to make a chord. We're going to come together in harmony. Ready? Celebrate peace and look what you did. That was beautiful. We're going to sing Dream God's Dream. And those of you, if the sing, is that little sing book there? I think so. If it is, and you want to read, it's page 120. I like to have the music in front of me. Again, 120 and... of a world
Did you like that? Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. I heard that for the first time. Yeah, I loved it too. I heard it for the first time when I was at a UCC gathering about 10 years ago, and I said to myself, I want my church to sing that song. That's a good one. That's a good one for my church. All right, so I taught about me, and I appreciate you giving me a chance to do that. Now I want to turn it on all of us for just a few moments before we leave. And I offered that part one for a reason, because I've come to a sense these past months, especially when I was on sabbatical, this idea that building peace in the world, real peace, not the fake stuff. You heard Sue and Susan read about that earlier. Not the fake stuff, the real peace. I've come to this sense of understanding in my heart that real peace requires understanding. Not always agreement, not always alignment, but it starts simply with understanding. And so I wanted to kind of give you that part one today to help you understand a little bit more about what's happening in my mind, and hopefully create a little bit more of a pathway to peace in our hearts as a community. There is a method to the madness. There is a beauty in the crazy. We are going somewhere, and I got to do a better job. I got to do a better job every now and then of letting you know what's happening in my crazy mind. Because I know what I'm talking about is unusual. And I know what I'm talking about is risky. And I know what I'm talking about is exactly what the world needs. But I have to stop assuming you know that. I have to stop taking it for granted that you know that. Real peacemaking requires me to help build understanding. So, with that in mind, I got to ask you a question. It's a very simple question. It's one that you've heard before. You've answered questions for me in the past, and you've been very good at this, so hopefully this won't be any different. What do you do when someone opens the door for you? You say thank you, and then what? You walk right through that door. Yeah. You say thank you, and you walk through the door. And that's interesting to me, because it got me to thinking, what if peacemaking is just like the opening of that door? It's the opening of the door to your future and my future. It's the creating of something that was a mere hint, a mere possibility, that can now come alive simply because we acted, we spoke. We took the risky job of actually opening our mouths or extending a gesture or doing the thing. Real peacemaking is like the opening of that door when someone says, here you go. And so I have this curiosity in my mind about how you and I can continue to play our own part in our own peacemaking. Peace is not just this thing that we're waiting on. It's not some phenomenon that we're just waiting to emerge so that we can say, there it is, celebration. No. We each have a part to play in our own peacemaking. You know, usually when I come to this time of year as a pastor, we find ourselves at times having to remind folks that what we're thinking about this time of year is not just about one man. It's about a story. It's about a look into humanity and what Spirit is trying to tell us all about ourselves, what mystery has in store for us this time of year. It's not just about one man, one baby, one child. There is something deeper happening at the same time. The Christmas story is meant to tell us something about ourselves. It's meant to unlock some truths about who we are as human beings and also point us to what is yet still possible because we are human beings. Imagine for a moment the nativity scene. And in that scene, the statues of Joseph, Mary, and Jesus have been removed. And in their place, you see a sign that says ICE was here.
Happened yesterday, right here,
It happened yesterday.
right here in Laguna.
See, the Christmas story didn't just happen over 2,000 years ago. It's happening right now. And how we treat the least among us is exactly how we treat Christ. Even in our own Laguna Beach, families are being ripped apart. Children are losing their parents right now because ICE was here. Now, I don't just say that to startle you, because we've been hearing those stories now for the past year plus. I say that to highlight the fact that just like those parts of their lives are being changed, and just like they have been ripped apart as families, there is something to be said about what's being called to change in our own lives. What parts of our own minds, our own spirits, our own journeys have been startled into ways we couldn't have even imagined? What parts of our experiences are being called to account? What aspects of our lives are being awakened out of its slumber, out of its staleness, out of its fragility? What about our lives are being said to wake up, look around, see what is happening, and more importantly, ask yourself what role you can play in the midst of all this chaos. That's the Christmas story. The Christmas story is saying, wake up. What can you do? What's your part? When I think about this and I consider what peace is saying to me in the midst of all this pain I'm seeing in the world and all this change I'm hearing in our community and the stories I'm hearing over and over again about people's lives being changed by this administration and all the powers therein, I hear that. But the words of peace at the same time are saying to me that if you really believe in this idea, if you really, really ascend to this notion of something called peace, there has to be a place, there has to be a crevice, there has to be a nook, there has to be a box, there has to be a space in your own heart, even in the midst of all that noise that says something like, this ending is not really an ending. What we're seeing is not final. What we think is not necessarily what it's always going to be. What we have done and what we have left undone is not the final word. The first word and the final word is that we yet still have a role to play in our own peacemaking. I'm not waiting for someone to come and save me. I think we can save ourselves. And it starts with our commitment to real peacemaking and playing our part. It means a number of things. It means that we ask ourselves what kinds of people we place into our circles, who we give our time to, who we give our energy to, what noise we allow to come into our hearts, what behaviors we accept in our lives, what words we accept to be true, even if we know they destroy us every day. What phone calls we haven't yet made, that if we just made that phone call, if we just put that word out there, that word of forgiveness, that word of curiosity, that word of gentleness, that word of hospitality, it would make us so much happier, so much more joyful than we've been. What practices do we want to employ that would guide our lives? What values do we want to put in place that would show us the way? What people, what places, what things do we want to say, yes, that's me. That's what makes me sing. I want more of that, and I want less of that, whatever that is. What I'm trying to say today is I believe peace is more than an event. It's a process. And we each have a role to play in that process, Nancy. I can think of some people right now that I need to make a phone call and ask for some forgiveness. I can think of some people right now I need to reach out to and say, you know, when I did that thing to you, I wasn't my true self. I wasn't in my right place. I apologize. I can think of a few folks right now who need to hear from Rod that what I did that day wasn't me at my best, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I've been carrying this weight for far too long, and I just got to give it away. I got to give it up because my peace demands that I ask for your forgiveness. I can even think of people in high places, folks in Washington who are making stupid decisions every day. And I got to come to a place in my own heart to realize that something about them is broken. Something about them is out of place. Something about them is not quite right. And I want to pray that somehow, some way, some ability, some boundary, some crevice, some heart, some ray will be opened that will change even their hearts, no matter how misguided they've been. Now, you might be thinking right now, that sounds really good, Rod. Everything you're saying sounds incredible. I love this idea of doing my part. I love that peacemaking requires me to get in the game. All that sounds really good. But here's the thing, Rod. We live in a world where folks are all focused on perfectionism. We live in a world where people are more focused on overachieving than trying. We live in this success culture. So Rod, I like what you're saying, but it just doesn't compute because at the end of the day, I can try it, but I may not get back what I want. I may get rejected. I might be dismissed. I could be rebuffed or something far worse. Rod, I like what you're saying, but I just can't do it. I won't do it. I only have this to say. Every small act makes a difference. Because it is less about achieving and it's more about being. And every time you make that action, every time you do that deed, you are joining with a community of fellow folk doing the same work that you're doing. And when we do it, we send a wave of peace, love, and kindness throughout the entire world. We put that energy into the atmosphere, not knowing where it's going to go or what we're going to get back, but with simply the knowledge that we are bringing the light into the unseen. We are bringing the hope into those dark places. We are doing our part for real peacemaking. No longer are we going to give away this need to have it all figured out. Now we're just going to be all about the being for our own health, for our own well-being, for our own safety, for our own daring, for our own hearts. It's less about the end and it's more about the living. Thank you, Susan. So here we are on the doorsteps of this Christmas journey. And yet again, we are reminded that the door to real peace is open. It's wide open. It's wide open for you and for me. What's our next step? What will you do? What will you change? What will you let go of so that your December 2025 is one to remember? May it be so.